state of Punjab was at the center of a violent insurgency in the 1980s, in which thousands of Sikhs were killed and tens of thousands disappeared in military operations.
Wow.
Sikhism's holiest site, the Golden Temple, was attacked by the Indian Army in 1984 to remove Khalistani separatists led by this man, Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale, who was killed in Operation Blue Star along with his followers. And then in October of that year, India's Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her Sikh bodyguards.
Oh my.
An estimated 3,000 Sikhs were killed in the ensuing violence.
Wow.
Rajiv
These are crazy numbers, by the way, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to dismiss what's happening in other countries, right? But like, you hear like one person dies from police brutality. Again, I'm not dismissing the importance of it. And there's like protests in those countries or something like that. Or like, oh yeah, and then 3,000 people died in response. So like, okay.
Holy crap. Holy crap.
Yeah, like these are like crazy
genocide.
numbers. Yeah.
Gandhi, Indira's son, reached a settlement with the Sikh leadership, but the critical demand for Sikh autonomy remained. Fast forward 40 years, and India's current far-right government is once again raising the specter of Khalistani Sikh separatism to sabotage what are legitimate farmers' protests. Unnamed Indian intelligence officials claim Rihanna was paid almost $2.5 million by a Canadian pro-Khalistani PR firm to tweet about the farmers' protest. Now, before we go any further...
Wait, pause. If she was going to tweet about it, I mean, maybe this is, you know, maybe this is tradecraft, you know, but I would think if you're paid like $2.5 million, it would be a much more like riveting tweet, not just like, hey guys, why aren't we talking about this? It'd be like so much more passionate, like a firm stance and unequivocal support. But maybe that's part of the, maybe that's part of.
Ooh, maybe that's why. Yeah.
Play their
Wait, what is it?
Too obviously.
Where's their evidence for the $2.5 million?
This is from an unnamed intelligence officer.
Unnamed. Okay. Oh, Katie has some good information.
Yes. So I was actually going to talk about this. The Sikh genocide was a major reason why so many Sikhs migrated to Canada and Australia. Yeah. And we think about it, like 1984, that's not that long ago.
Yeah, that's actually quite recent. Yeah.
It's important to step back and tell you a little bit about the followers of the Sikh faith around the world. There are an estimated 25 million Sikhs globally, with 76% living in India. A significant number reside in Canada, where Sikh communities have made inroads in construction, transportation, and the hospitality sectors. In 2015 election, 26 MPs were elected to Canada's parliament, including Defense Minister Harjit Singh, who was one of 4 Sikhs part of Justin Trudeau's cabinet. Now, why does this matter? Well, it means that Canada now has more Sikh members of parliament than India does.
Wow.
Oh, baby, it's all coming together.
This is not going to be good for Canada-India relationships. I mean, think about it. India has, like, separatist movements are like every nationalist government's worst nightmare. Okay?
Yeah.
And it gets worse when your separatist movement has either an ethnic or a religious identity, right? So, for example, Iran has that with the Kurds and the Arabs and the Turks. You know, India has that with the Sikhs. So now if you have...
They have, I believe there's a number of separatist movements in India.
Yeah. But your internal separatist movements become a lot more paranoid about them if they have an outside base where they all get to have a lot more power. For example, when it comes to Iran, the fact that the Kurds in Iraq now seem to be semi-autonomous it scares the bejesus out of them, because now they have a, you know, that's scary, right, to them, right? So So apparently, like, Canada is becoming that to India. And this is a lot more scarier to Indians because the Sikhs in Canada are not just like like large populations of them in Canada. They're also rich, and they're also all over the government, right? So they could send resources back to India, and they could also influence government policies in Canada. And that's like a recipe for tensions between two countries, right? So
Oh, wait. So British Jane is giving us more information about the evidence for Rihanna being paid off. There's no evidence. The news agency said that we got it from unknown sources and she was allegedly paid. Okay. And Aryan is providing good information. Aryan said this TRT report is over-exaggerating the Khalistani support. It has near zero support of Indian Sikhs, as it has more support from diaspora Sikhs in the West. I don't know how true these claims are, but I wouldn't be surprised if it has more support from outside of the country.
Okay, but where did this TRT report say that? At what point did they mention how big the Khalistani support is? The TRT report didn't mention at any point. Did I miss?
Maybe it seemed like an implication talking about his cabinet members. I don't think it directly claimed how big the support was.
Yeah, the TRT report just said that they exist. It doesn't mention whether the support is from inside or from outside. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Other separatist movement. India has Sikhs, Kashmiris, Northeasterners, Bengalis, Tamils, most of them vastly exaggerated.
Which one is the biggest one, though? It's I mean, historically, what we hear about the most is the Sikhs. Is it accurate to say that they are the most significant one or not?
Oh, I would have thought it'd be Kashmir.
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. Actually, never mind. I forgot.
So, but the thing is that I find interesting about this TRT report is the way that they are criticizing Modi. And, like, what is their bias towards this? You know, they blatantly said that Modi is using the specter of Khalistani support to undermine, like, a legitimate farmers' protest, which I thought was very language. So I'm curious about where that opinion is.
Oh, you already highlighted this one. Here, this one.
Rishi is saying because 85% of Sikhs are in one state, and in every state can bring a limited number of MPs to parliament.
Oh, so that's why he's saying that there are not more MPs, Sikh MPs in India. It's not that there's no anti-Sikh bias in the parliament. It's just that they just happen to be mostly in one state.
Yeah, and people are agreeing with me that the biggest
yes, that's obvious. I don't know why I said that.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more blasphemous art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest blasphemous art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blasphemousart.com/ebook. That's blasphemousart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.